Hi, I'm Steven.
I'm Courtney.
This is Cherry Knoll Whiskey Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at a new offering from Old Forester. Their 1924, which is a 10-year-old age statement for Old Forester. I don't believe Old Forester gives too many age statements on any of their bottles. Even the birthday bourbon is typically just guessed to be around that 8 to 12 years old. I think they have stated once or twice on certain years what they were aged at. But for the most part, Old Forester doesn't do a ton of distinguishing on their bottles for age statements.
So now, why is this one so sought after? Because it's just brand new?
Yeah, it was just released. I think when I bought it, it had been released for maybe a month, maybe a little bit under.
Okay.
And then I was able to find this one at MSRP, which is always nice.
Always.
It's got a nice purple tag to it.
Which is my favorite color. Alright, that sounds like a lot, sir.
And it's about ounce and a half, 2 ounce pour. I can measure it if you like.
No, that's alright. We can do that in a different video. See if we can get... Ooh, this smells different. See if we can get the correct porridge of a 2-ouncer.
So, with this bottle, it is 100 proof. So, sitting right at that really nice point for whiskey, at least for me. Let's see.
This smells a lot higher proof already than 114, 115 proof that we have tried before.
Does it?
It does. It literally, you smell this and it's very alcohol.
It's not too bad.
Oh, it is.
So this 10-year-old expression honors the 100th anniversary. So it's kind of a neat thing.
That is neat.
So, like almost every other Old Forester that we've reviewed on this channel, I'm hoping that this one holds up to all the others. Definitely smells like Old Forester. What do you think?
It's been a while since I've tried Old Forester. So, my nose is a little fresh to it because it's been a while.
It's got a nice brown sugar note.
Yes.
Brown sugar, a little bit of oak. Slightest little bit of citrus.
A little bit, but not a lot. I'm trying to like deconstruct what I am smelling.
That's the game.
Like, to me, it's a little bit sweet, which is probably the brown sugar that you mentioned, but it's not.
There's also like a bright note in there. Like a fresh fruit note.
Yeah, I could see that.
Almost leaning toward like a raspberry or green apple or something bright and crisp.
And light like that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I smell it more when I smell it with both nostrils versus one. When I smell it straight on, I can smell more of that crispness that you're talking about, but when I smell it with each individual nostril, I smell more of that brown sugar.
Right.
So, with whatever that tells me about my nose or the whiskey, it should be interesting. I don't think it's my type, but
Well, you ready to get into it?
I am. See if I like it or not.
So I think you can take a sip. Go ahead. I think typically you can only really get good notes out of one nostril at a time.
Wow, that's actually surprisingly better than I thought. A lot better than I thought.
This is super smooth.
It is.
Like you had said that you felt the nose was high ethanol and smelled like a higher proof.
But it doesn't taste like it.
Right. The taste on it is ultra mellow and smooth and doesn't give you a ethanol or alcohol hit.
But I feel like when I taste it, I'm getting more of that light, like that apple stuff that you were talking about, like that little bit of that light airy fruit. You're getting that little bit on the back, like right in the middle of the tongue, if that makes sense. At least for me, I'm catching it right in the middle, but in the beginning it's a little bit sweet, and then it goes to that like fruitiness.
Yeah, for me it starts off with a light candy sugar vanilla note. It's very sweet and pleasant. It's almost you know those Tootsie Rolls that come in other flavors than chocolate?
I
so
do.
The orange, vanilla.
They have them at work in
etc.
vanilla. Yes.
So I feel like the very first bit of flavor that you're getting is a vanilla
Tootsie Roll?
Right, like a toasted vanilla Tootsie Roll. It's very sweet.
It would be very hard to toast a Tootsie Roll. They would just melt.
No, toasted vanilla.
Oh, I thought you were saying toasted.
No,
Toast
don't toast your Tootsie Rolls. No.
I thought that's what you were saying. Take a toasted Tootsie Roll in vanilla flavor, and that's what. Compare that to this, and that's what you're drinking.
Yeah, so it goes from that toasted vanilla into a bright, crisp fruitiness, and then ends with a little bit of oakiness.
Yes. But this
like
is
almost light nutmeg, cinnamon, tannic oak.
Yeah. Very little, though. It's not like it's jumping out at you saying, hey, I'm here.
Right.
Very.
It's, those lighter, sweeter flavors are definitely a little bit more present than the oakiness.
This is good, though. This is very good.
Very good. It's not a disappointment.
No.
From Old Forester.
No. Especially, I think, for me, thinking, and I guess this isn't such a high proof, but it being on the higher end of proofs, I was expecting it to be very, very ethanol-y in the mouth, but it's extremely smooth. It's very good.
I think we should compare it quickly to the Bottled and Bond, just because it'll be very close in proof.
Not the 10-year Old Fine Whiskey in blue?
10-year Old Fine Whiskey in blue.
Right there.
No,
1910.
So the 1910 I was going to use as a comparison if I felt it was very oaky, but I'm not getting a ton of oak on it. So the 1910 is a double oak product from them. So I'm thinking that maybe their standard offering and at 100 proof Bottled and Bond might be...
These are going to be very different.
A better comparison?
Going to be very different. The color, I mean, between both of them is already very
so
different.
Bottled and Bond is a minimum of 4 years. So this could have, if they bottled it at the 4-year mark, there's a 6-year age difference, or up to 6-year age difference between them.
Yeah, this one is not... To me, the Bottled and Bonds normally are sweet. From what I've tasted with you, this one smells very, very citrusy. So I think this is going to be extremely different than the 10-year, but what do I know?
Yeah, so The bottled and bond has more of that apple
Yes.
fruit freshness.
Yes.
While the 10-year has more of that darker, richer caramels
Yes.
to it.
Yep.
And I've gotten those from some of the single barrels
Right.
that I've had from Old Forester in the past. Like my favorite bottle for a long time was a Warehouse H Floor 2 Old Forester store pick. And that's because it had that like toasted
And very vanilla.
Yep, very vanilla. I was gonna say a toasted marshmallow.
Yep.
With like brown sugar behind it.
I remember trying that one. That one was we got that a while ago, and that was one of the favorites. Even your parents like that.
Right.
That was a really good one. So, okay. I guess we're trying this to compare already.
But, yeah, even the flavor is...
different.
It's more like an apple than the toasted...
Yes. The 10-year, the purple one, is very warm and like dark in flavors, while the bottle and bond is very light and very crisp and very light in general, just on the nose and in the mouth feel.
Yeah, you can tell they're related, but they're quite far removed.
Right, correct.
Like you still get similar hints to it, but it's very much so different.
Yeah, very.
So, yeah, not a great comparison there.
No, so sorry.
I do think I like the 10-year over the bottled and bond though.
I think I like them depending on what I'm in the mood for. Mm. So the 10-year, I could see more on like a cold night. I want something, I'm going to go grab that, versus the bottle and bond, because just not what I'm feeling. But the bottle and bond feels like a very nice, like, after dinner, you want a drink or you want a little bit, and you're going to go pick that.
I was thinking springtime. Yeah, the 10-year-old is fall, and the bottled and bond in spring. It's kind of that bright and fresh. And
like the flowers that are popping up in spring.
Yeah, green apple is the best word, which is, bright and fresh and crisp, while the 10-year has more of deep, rich flavors to it.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Crazy how you do something a little bit different.
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah,
and 6 years
too.
To it.
So this is their 100-year, like 100-year mark?
So this is kind of an homage to their 100-year anniversary.
This 10-year-old expression honors the 100th anniversary of this occasion.
Right.
Pretty neat.
Well, actually, no. So it's the 100... It's been 100 years since 1924.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's not... It's not them celebrating 100 years of anything other than since 1924. It's been 100 years.
Correct.
Which, with all of their bottles having old dates, 1800s and early 1900s, to add in another bottle that has a similar age, or date.
So hopefully you guys can find this one near a liquor store near you, or maybe you already have it, and you can give your comments on if you think the same as us, because I feel like almost all the Old Foresters are a very good whiskey. They're not a disappointment.
I'm hoping that, like all of the other offerings, this 1924 will end up being on the shelves just about everywhere.
Right.
Like, one thing that is a huge plus to Old Forester for us is that, within the 5 liquor stores within 20 minutes, we can find the 1920, 1910, and the entire lineup except for the birthday bourbon almost any day of the week.
Right. Even the store pick ones, which seem to be
the store picks, we can find, in probably 4 stores right now. Like,
Right. Yep.
they tend to last a little while, and then they'll disappear for a couple of months, and then as soon as those new picks come out,
Correct.
they'll have new ones on the shelf.
Yep.
But yeah, another great offering from Old Forester, and really look forward to anything more they have coming in the future. But until then, I'm definitely going to be enjoying this bottle. Hopefully you guys are able to find a bottle as well. So on that, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.
Enjoy.